Hello, welcome to Daily Wellbeing with Gemma. Today I want to talk about our buying choices. Now, you might be asking, what's this got to do with well-being? At the very beginning of the series, I talked about well-being in 4 different areas. So your physical well-being, to do with your, looking after your body and your health. Spiritual well-being, to do with looking after your soul, feeling like you're part of something bigger. Intellectual well-being, which is to do with learning, developing, gaining new skills, and your social and emotional well-being, which is to do with the way you interact with others and feel a sense of belonging. So your buying choices can actually relate to that sense of community and giving back to the people around you. It can also be a little bit of a boost to your intellectual well-being if you feel like you're perhaps doing the right thing and being more aligned with your own kind of morals and things like that. So the reason I wanted to mention this is for some people, not everybody, they've found that without the commute, because they're in lockdown, they've got a little bit more disposable income and that they can use that to have a think about their lifestyle. And as we've said in a lot of these videos, when we help others and when we make more conscious choices, it tends to boost our own well-being as well. So when we're being careful with our buying choices, there's lots of different things to think about, and I'm not suggesting you think about all of them. You might have to prioritise what's important for you, but I'm just going to run through a couple of ideas to get you thinking. So first of all is kind of, where are you spending your money? You might want to think about whether it's local or global, what that company's like. So for a lot of people, the lockdown has meant that they're not travelling as far, so they're discovering more local services, groceries and things like that they can spend their money with. And obviously when you're shopping more locally, it makes a bigger difference to those individuals than if you go with a big chain where the money goes to the organisation and then gets spread out a long way. So you could think about that. You could think about the quality of the produce. So it might be looking into things like organic foods or things that have been produced in a more ethical way or with less packaging. So there's the production process might come into your buying choices. You might look at organisations who are in line with your beliefs. So, there's loads of different washing powder companies or cola companies, whatever it is, but which of those companies pay their staff good rates or donate some of their work to charity or invest in research for important causes. So you might want to play around with researching organisations and what they stand for when deciding on your buying choices. Also along those lines, certain companies deliberately help particular groups of society. So it might be organisations who hire homeless people or who have got good rates of equality and diversity sort of in their staff team that you might want to support. You could think a little bit about sustainability. So that might be to do with the packaging, but it might also be to do with the carbon footprint of that organisation, where they source their materials. Are their products able to be recycled? Things like that. And so all of these questions just give you a little bit of a wider picture to think about. As I said, you can't necessarily do all of them, but decide what's important for you, what fits with your belief system, and use that to have a look at your buying choices. Because sometimes we can feel like we aren't making a change. There's lots of different ways to make changes. We can donate to charity, we can spend our time, but actually just looking at our everyday purchasing choices is a way of almost kind of voting with our money. We're showing what we care about and what we believe in, and by supporting the organisations or products that we feel are doing the right thing, those who are perhaps working in ways that aren't as mindful, aren't as good for the community, will get less and less traction, and so that will encourage them to kind of change their ways as well. So something to think about, and hopefully you can feel positive about the choices that you've made. I hope you enjoy that, and I will see you next time. Bye.